Hey, today I wanted to talk about bad genetics. So, I see a lot of people, right? Especially men, right? And they have bad genetics. They have really bad face genetics. Women too. Um, and they go and have a kid, right? And I'm saying to myself, like, man, that kid's gonna suffer so much because of their genetics. They're gonna suffer with their love life. They're gonna suffer, like, with the way people treat them and all that bullshit. And I'm like, man, like, these parents have no sympathy, bro. They really don't. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm just let me give me a second here. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I saw this like uh well, not I didn't see this once. I see this multiple times, right? I see like these people who they reproduce and they have children, right? And they have really bad genetics. And what amazes me like so much, so fucking much, is how they're able to reproduce. But I guess if you're a man with bad genetics and you have enough resources, you can reproduce apparently, as long as you have resources, because a woman will open their legs for anyone that has a $1 billion. Uh, what's what it seems like, but I really, as I was saying, I just really find it sad and really bad for these people that are like forced to like be born, and they have like certain diseases and certain factors like being overweight and or having like really bad face genetics. And I'm like, man, like sorry, overweight's not the term I would use, more like obese, like or whatever, right? And I'm like, man, these people, bro, like they're gonna suffer. And I'm saying, because I was like watching this savvy guy video, and he's always talking about like, if I had a child, I would tell them my uh my your mother only got with me because of my money. And I'm like, first of all, hold on, wait, I'm saying to myself, like, hold on, I would never have a fucking child to begin with. Like, if that was me, like, I would never have a child to begin with. I'd never curse them with my bad genetics. I would never curse them with my bad, you know uh genetics, and like my suffering, by passing my shitty genetics onto them. And I see all these people talking about fucking having children all the time, and they're not supermodels. And I'm not saying that you have to be a supermodel to have children, but the fact that like these people that are average and or below average have children all the damn time, and then they always have to give this excuse of, oh well, not everyone's gonna like you, blah blah blah. But I'm like, why would you take that gamble on a person's appearance when they can come out looking a certain way? And because they come out looking a certain way, they struggle a lot. Because me, I struggle like, I know I talk about this a lot. I know I'm repetitive, but I just have to express myself because I'll fucking go insane. I fucking I struggle with my looks so fucking bad. Like, people always talking about get an apartment, get a car, you'll get woman. Like, bro, I send women a picture of myself, and they'll immediately block me after I send it, after they see the picture, or they'll immediately be like, "Oh, you look like a child," or "Oh, you look oh, but they'll ask me my height. It's either my face or my height, right? They'll ask me my height. They'll be like, "Oh, you look short," and I'm like, it's like they've, you gotta have height, you gotta have looks, you gotta it's ridiculous. So like, I don't know how some of these people reproduce, bro. But as I was saying, like, I would never pass on these bad genetics. I would never curse my child to suffer as I have. But these people, they're so like toxic, and they have this ego that they need to pass on the prophetic genes. Oh, like, my child will get used to it. Like, that's suffering. There'll be a man. Like, all that bullshit. Or, oh, like, if they're a woman, they'll woman up or whatever. I was literally talking to some. I mean, I always talk to these. I always talk with people about like this anti-natalist topic, or like passing on their bad genetics, and then people always just say things like that's life, or that's just how it is, or um, I want my child to be strong. They got to learn to be a man. And you see how like evil that is. You see how like brutal that is. You see how like dark that is. Imagine you I don't know, you're created one day, right? And you don't like the way you created. You have to deal with it like the rest of your life. That's pretty much everyone. Um, and you don't like something about yourself, they tell you, oh, um, what do they tell you actually? They tell you that everyone's beautiful, um, and that you'll find someone eventually. All that bull crap, and I'm like, man, like everyone's beautiful. Actually, no, my fault. Everyone's not beautiful. You know, some people look better than others, but by a lot. Some people, just by looking at some people, just by having, just some people, someone looks like them, and they immediately say, yeah, I want to reproduce with that person. Like, I want to fuck them, basically. Like, and it's just ridiculous, man. And as long, as long as I'm leaving, I'm never gonna have a child. I never plan to. I don't want to pass on like my suffering. You know, I don't want them to have to work a day in their life. I don't want them to have to struggle with dating. I don't want them to have to struggle with socially. I don't want to struggle, um, in their love life and all that crap. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to like talk about these topics because like I really like, I'm trying like in these topics I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to say like, oh, don't have kids. I'm trying to say like, think about it, think about what you're doing, think about what you're about to think about the suffering you might cause, think about like the damage you might do. I hate how people always have like these copes and these things that they tell you to make you feel better and make you not feel like the way you are, but you're completely justified because you didn't ask. You're in a body you didn't ask to be in. You're not. You're in. You have a face you didn't ask for. So like I think I think anyone feels like that. Doesn't like themselves. They're completely justified. Like some people they don't have a reason to like themselves when all they get is rejection from the opposite sex. Uh, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want to make this too long.